All right. What's
Are
wrong?
we live?
Yeah, we're
Did I
live.
miss it?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're live.
shit.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, levels are good. So,
Yeah.
let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to You Have to Watch This podcast. I'm Alan.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Devin.
The urge to say that in a thick Russian accent was real, but I did not.
Why? We could do the whole podcast like that.
No. No.
Squirrel.
Ryan, you did an accent.
Oh my. That's it. We're done.
We're
Calling it here.
Podcast over. Bye, guys.
Today we're going to be talking about the Sony Marvel film Kraven the Hunter, about a Marvel villain / anti-hero in honor of the movie about Marvel villains / anti-heroes coming out in theaters this weekend, Thunderbolts. Asterisk.
Are you going to see it?
Yeah, I bought my tickets today.
Wait, is there really an asterisk at the end of the title?
Yeah,
Why?
we'll talk about that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Before we get into that, we usually talk about before we get into anything. Devin is based in the UK. That's why we do this show over the internet and not in the same room. So we like to update Devin on food things in the United States here every once in a while. Devin, I need to show you what I picked up at the store yesterday.
Oh, no.
I'm going to describe it to you, and I want you to try to guess the flavor. So
Okay.
it is a bag of Utz potato chips,
Okay.
and the color border on the bag is like a golden yellow. What flavor chip did I buy?
Did they finally bring cheese onion over to the U.S.?
No.
Oh.
Lemonade.
What the fuck? Are they good?
If you like lemon, yeah.
Do they have any of like the salty, like, is it like someone dunked a potato? I have so many questions. Is it like someone dunked a potato in a lemonade? Like, you can't get away from it tasting inevitably like a potato.
It tastes like, not surprisingly, the lemon flavor outweighs the potato.
Sure.
It
Did they,
tastes like
sprinkle, is there not salt but sugar on it?
it's like a citrusy sugar salt thing.
That's
It
incredible.
tastes like it just tastes like lemon meringue pie.
Okay, now that sounds really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And now I really want that.
And they are a fundraiser for Alex's Lemonade Stand.
I really
So
like
it's
that
raising
as well.
money to fight childhood cancer. So
Oh, I love it.
yeah, I'll buy you a bag
Can we
to
talk?
help.
Yes. If it's a summer thing, I don't know when it'll be over, but like,
Okay.
save it. I'll eat stale lemonade potato chips. I don't care.
Okay.
Yes.
What were you gonna say?
I had a memory the other day of Hershey Park lemonade. You know, the kind that's just a cup of sugar water that they like toss half a lemon in, and they're like, job done. I like that a lot. Is it
Yeah.
like that one?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So
I'm
on
so
that
jealous. You guys have the best food.
note, do we?
You do now.
For now.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, so before we get into the main topic, each week we like to talk about things that we've been watching in pop culture. Since I missed the show last week because of work commitments, I did not get a chance to talk to you guys about a show that I've been watching on Hulu called Mid-Century Modern. Now, Devin, when I sent this in the group chat earlier, you seemed intrigued. Do you know anything about this show?
I never even heard about it. I didn't know it was a thing.
Okay, let me tell you how this show was pitched.
Okay.
When this show was announced, it was being called the Gay Golden Girls. It stars Nathan Lane, Matt Bomer. It's about three men who live together in Florida. So it pretty much is Golden Girls with gay men. It's really funny. Like Nathan Lane is like sitcom were made for him.
I love him. I love Nathan Lane. I want to watch it based on him alone.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer's great. I saw the trailer the other day, and it looks really funny. It really does.
Matt Bomer, I only know from like serious stuff. Like he's done some light comedic stuff, but he really plays it up in this, and he's like the Betty White character, like kind of aloof the whole time, nice. And he's fantastic too. But I highly recommend this show. It's probably on Disney Plus for you if it's on Hulu over here.
I'll have to look it up. Yeah, there are some shows that are caught in the limbo of Hulu. Like I can't watch King of the Hill or the Animaniacs reboot over here.
Oh, really?
But I'm hoping this one made it.
I wonder if that's going to happen with the new King of the Hill when they bring it back.
I will riot if I can't watch King of the Hill over here.
Dang it, Bobby!
So you can't watch King of the Hill over there? Like it's not available?
It doesn't exist on any platform over here. You literally cannot stream it. You have to.
Which is funny because like that is, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that King of the Hill is the most American culture, like 20th century modern Americana show. Like if anyone in Europe or the rest of the world wants to know like the feel that you get living in this country, King of the Hill.
That's it.
It's a perfect show. Like I'm surprised that's not available.
Devin, I'm going to pretend that I'm Hank Hill. You tell me that you can't now watch King of the Hill again.
You watch King of the Hill again.
Bah!
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
I love Hank.
Yeah. Speaking of King of the Hill, I saw a deleted scene from the finale that I'd never seen before. Where they're listing off everything that's happened in the show because the show is supposed to take place over 1 year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Hank's like, it's hard to believe that just 12 months ago, Lorraine's mom like stabbed a boyfriend and went to jail.
Right.
And then they just like list off everything. Buckley, and they list off like all of Hank's medical conditions. Like, it's hard to believe it's hard to believe this is the year you discovered that you don't have an ass. And I'll have to find the clip and send it to you.
That's so funny. I need to
rewatch that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of his like all of the different things that his wife went through for work.
Mm-hmm.
Like that all happened in 1 year. Oh, that's it.
Well,
that's it. I'm watching the show now because it doesn't, to me, in my mind, I remember of that show that does not make sense with what happens in her job.
Well, not even her job.
I need to watch the show again.
She skydives and her parachute doesn't deploy, and she breaks most bones of her body, and is fully recovered by the end of the year.
Yeah,
that's insane. I love it.
I totally forgot about that.
I think we know why they deleted the scene now, guys.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the reboot with a grown-up Bobby Hill.
Is that what it is? I don't know anything about the reboot.
It's gonna be all the same characters, but like time has passed and it's not gonna be the same year.
Oh, that's good.
Because obviously you don't have Brittany Murphy or Tom Petty to come back. So
right, is it our timeline that they're growing up in? Like, am I gonna hear Bobby Hill weighing in on tariffs?
Boomhauer in a red hat.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, he's in an orange hat in the show, isn't he? He's like 1 degree of color off.
No. The only way his character works is if they take him up a notch past to where modern-ish like things stand. So like he would have to, like he would have to incorporate modern administration into his normal like looking at the government as like authoritarian. So he would totally
You're talking about Dale. I said Boomhauer. So
Boomhauer would be my favorite.
Dale.
Yeah.
That's whatever.
One of the skinny guys that lives next to Hank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Dale.
true. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
one of the skinny guys.
The more we talk about it, the more I remember about the show. I'm like, I need to watch that again.
I really missed this show.
On that note, each week we make each other watch movies one of us has never seen before. This week I made the guys watch Kraven the Hunter, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson and Ariana DeBois. This is the final entry into the Marvel universe, Sony universe of Marvel characters. This is a Spider-Man spin-off that doesn't have Spider-Man in it. Tells the story of Kraven the Hunter, who is known as how I know Kraven the Hunter is from the animated series where he wants to, he's hunting down the Spider-Man who's mutating into a giant spider. That's what I know. This is not that. In this film, Kraven's complex relationship with his ruthless father, Nikolai Kravinoff, starts him down a path of vengeance with brutal consequences, motivating him to become not only the greatest hunter in the world, but also one of the most feared. I saw this back when it was in theaters, in December, and I remember coming on here and talking about it to you guys. And I remember saying that I liked it. It was one of the better Sony Marvel movies that I had seen last year. There were 3. I don't know if I stand by that it was still my favorite from that year, having rewatched it, because I've rewatched the other ones, and I think one of them is a little bit better.
I got
Madam Web. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I remember I went back into this having decent thoughts about this movie, but I'm interested to hear what you guys thought of Kraven the Hunter.
You want to go first, Ryan?
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. Kraven the Hunter is always, like, from the animated series, was always intrigued me because I really liked his powers. But other than that, this movie definitely, I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot to dissect here. Devin, what about you?
All right. So this movie's really I think that of the Sony movies, right, this one is the most competent. This one had the most singular tone running through it. It didn't have the wild tone shifts that you have in like a Venom movie, right, where this is, very serious, but then also like you have Venom doing Venom, right? There isn't that. It also doesn't have cringy bad writing, but there are some. I did take screenshots of some parts I thought were particularly galling. We'll talk about.
Okay.
But I think because it's so competent, it actually kind of hurts it. So, Madam Web, I will watch again. I will have a drinking competition to Madam Web. I will show Madam Web to people to show them how silly a movie could be and how poorly executed a movie could be. Kraven the Hunter is so competent but so uninteresting, it just bored me. Like, I feel bad, but like about halfway through, I'm like, I do not care. I watched the movie, I finished it, but I'm like, I do not care about this movie. I'm like, I don't care about him. I don't care about his brother. I don't care about this guy turning into the Rhino. And as I was watching it, echoes of your comments started jangling around in my little brain. And one of them was, it makes me miss Paul Giamatti as Rhino. And I think my exact reaction was, there's no way. You were right. Alan,
Yeah.
You were right all along. How were you so right? Fuck.
Yeah. I can tell you how I was right. Like,
yes, that's how you're right. What? Like, Sorry, I'm exasperated.
I thought about coming into this podcast and just singing the praises of this movie, like not saying a bad thing until you guys weighed in. But I can't do it. Structurally, tone-wise, yes, it is the most solid of the Sony films. The Venom ones are all over the place but that's what they are. They're very bipolar because of what they are with Eddie and Venom. Madam Web's a mess. Morbius. You can see the cracks in those movies a mile away. Mm-hmm. They got better at this one with trying to hide them. But when I was watching this on Netflix and it was starting to buffer a little bit, I could see the strings and how they did some stuff, because listening to this on my TV, I could tell what lines are ADR. Like the whole thing with Calypso and her grandmother, like that's not what they're saying in that scene at all, because you never see their mouths move. Like you just see their hands and the vial and the cards. You never see them. They just rewrote that whole thing and put the dialogue in. And it does that a lot. And there's a scene when they're in the safe house with Ariana DeBose where her body is like moving a bit, but like the background around her is warping a bit. Like they kind of just like morphed her. And there is a shot in that where they're talking, and it's literally a single still picture, and they make her mouth move.
Like they did in Forrest Gump?
It's more like when Conan had like the TV come down and celebrities talking to him and you just see their lips move. That's what it looked like when she says, like, go back and watch this scene when she says, "Look what you've become." Like, it's just like, look what you become.
That's so weird.
It is. And it, like, I didn't pick up on that in the theaters, but I was more aware of it this time because it wasn't in like a surround sound environment and it was very jarring. But yeah, seeing the technical, like, I still think story wise, in tone wise, it's a fairly solid film. It's just boring. I ended up having to stop watching it last night because I just want to go to bed. Like I'd rather sleep and watch this tomorrow while I drink my coffee than sit through the rest of this. So
I don't want to spend the whole podcast just doing nothing but shitting on the movie, because generally I'm the positive one and I want to find a couple of good things. I genuinely think
we could do compliment sandwiches if we want. Like,
let's do a compliment sandwich. Okay, my starting compliment is that I think that if this movie were to be the first Marvel villain movie that happened, right? This was before Morbius, this was before Venom, this was their premiere one. I think the franchise may have done better. Especially if quality started going up from here. Okay. Now a critique. There's a line in the movie that I screenshotted. The line is Calypso saying, "She died not long after that trip, and I never saw her again." Who writes that line? Why is that the line? What if she did see her again? Was she going corpse hunting? I hate this. It's like it was written by AI to sound dramatic.
It may have been. We'll come back. We'll come back to this. Do our compliment sandwiches, then we'll come back to the AI thing.
Okay. And then another one that I liked is that at the end, when he puts on the Kraven thing and he sits there with his abs, he looks like the comic book Kraven. He is spot fucking on. That is really, really good casting, really good lighting, really good direction, really good cinematography. Aces. That's like a comic. I think that is a comic book cover. I like what they did there.
Ryan, do you have your compliment sandwich?
No, I don't. What I do have is a comment from Devins.
Okay.
So the line is the line could have been written by like a high schooler writing their first play. Yes. totally get that. But we're also talking about the Marvel universe where spirits come to people in dreams, and people come back from the dead, and people come back in spaceships, and people come from their universes. So, I mean, the statement really isn't that far out of line for the universe that this movie is set in.
And, I thought about that too. And I think because I don't understand the universe, I don't understand if this is the MCU or not. And if it's not, I don't understand what exists in this universe aside from the Daily Bugle and I guess vaguely Spider-Man, because there are spiders in this. And I also am not clear about if that green liquid, because I thought about defending the line, if the green liquid brings you back from the dead or revives you when you're about to die, and they don't make the laws of the green liquid very clear. So I just went, you know what? I'm going to do the shittiest shit take on this line, and here it is.
I got you. You're going from that point of view. I'm going from the point of view that we've been immersed in Marvel movies since 2008, and at this point, a purple people eater could show up halfway through the film, and I'm just like, oh, someone I haven't heard of yet. Okay.
Yes, Howard the
just
Duck's
roll
brother.
with it.
Got it.
So yeah.
I mean, purple people eater is the nickname for Thanos.
Okay. I mean, I could do something close to a compliment sandwich.
Okay.
I call them Oreos. So
Okay.
I'll go with
Okay.
that.
Delicious.
So there were times where, granted, I was listening to it through Bluetooth, like headphones from my Xbox. So I don't know if this is that, but it wasn't happening throughout the whole movie, where they would have conversations where the camera, and Alan, you were touching on this. There were conversations where the lips moving on the silhouettes of the characters did not match what they were physically saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or I mean, what I was hearing, which made me feel like my feed was skipping or buffering, which hardly ever happens except for when I'm on here. So that's one of those things where it was like I would pause, wait a little bit, it was still happening, and then the next scene it was fine. So, the one thing I liked about this movie is that it definitely had a 80s, early 90s action movie feel to it, which is what I decided to roll with once I kind of got that feeling from it. So I really wasn't that bored with it. And the whole rhino thing to me was just funny. Like, they kind of turned it into a medical condition, which is hysterical to me. And then another thing that I couldn't stand, which is part of my Oreos and not a sandwich, so it's two bad things with a good thing in the middle. So the Russian accents have become an issue for me recently, and it's because of Nosferatu, where I would rather the character speak Russian and have subtitles, or do something to infer that this person is Russian, but the actor just speaks the way they normally speak and do the lines. Don't do Russian accents, because unless it's a perfect Russian accent, I go right into Rocky and Bullwinkle villain. Yes. And I love Russell Crowe, but I was waiting for him and his ascot to pick up a shotgun and start chasing after a moose in the woods.
Was chewing the scenery the whole time. Yeah. He knew exactly what movie he was making, and he's like, "Here is my Russian accent. I am Russell Crowe."
No, he. I don't know if he did know what movie he was making. Like, okay, which superhero's dad am I playing this time?
That's right.
Am I still Zeus? No. Jor-El? No. Kraven's dad? Who the hell is Kraven? Like,
can I just be Jor-El anyway?
Yeah.
Russian Jor-El. Got it.
Jor-El.
Can I talk very quickly about my problem with this movie? I guess it's a problem with all of these movies, right? because at no point, right? In the movie you can see the very tenuous connection that they're making to Spider-Man, right? His mother had these visions of spiders and she was crazy and killed herself. At one point he gets gassed or whatever, gets drugged, and he sees visions of spiders. You can see where they were trying to build up to the inevitable Sinister Six Spider-Man fight. Fine.
No.
At no point, though, really at no point, do I see a satisfying way that this guy, this version of Kraven, actually fights a hero called Spider-Man. Because I don't think at any point this Kraven is a villain or even an anti-hero. I think this Kraven is posed as a hero. They make him very likable. He doesn't... I mean, the definition of anti-hero is doing bad things for the greater good. He doesn't. He kills poachers on his land. He kills people that are attacking and threatening his family and his brother. He does nothing but what a superhero would do. The only difference is he's quipping a bit, and he's not espousing truth, justice, and the American way. He's just doing his thing.
You could say that he's kicking ass.
I would say that he is kicking ass too. The sequel.
You like that Quipsilver there? I would say that you could. I would paint him as an anti-hero because I feel like killing people isn't what a hero would always do, and I think solving, like, Spider-Man's not going to kill every thug. He's going to knock them out and tie him up with his webs. Kraven's like straight up taking fangs into their jugulars, and like that anti-hero, like, he's breaking the law, murdering people. So I'm gonna say anti-hero.
I can see that side of it, but like halfway through the movie, I'm just like, your boy just loves some nature. Like that's his whole motivation. Like, I don't know. I can't picture him being like, okay, time to go kill the Spider-Man. I can't either.
I think out of, like, I agree that there isn't really a world where I can see him fighting Spider-Man, but this is the only film that really sets up like the villain going to New York next.
Yeah.
Because of the ending. Venom 3 kind of plays with that a little bit, but not to the extent that this does. Because they mention Miles Warren, who is the Jackal. I had to check my notes. So that maybe that's what they were building towards, like getting him into New York and then having a Spider-Man there for him to be up against.
Do you think he would have been the unifying guy? Like, do you think that, like, in the same way that like Avengers was kind of Captain America's movie, that like Kraven was supposed to be like, it's kind of told through his lens?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that Sony ever had a plan to bring all these movies together, because the only through thread that we have between them is a line in Morbius and Michael Keaton's Vulture showing up in Morbius.
I hate that we live in a world where that never got paid off.
According to rumors on the internet, they may just be retconning that completely, and like he's just still in the MCU.
Okay, it's just a different guy.
Which you know, I'm not going to be upset about that. Like, they probably didn't know if they were going to get Michael Keaton back for too long because he was going to be Batman again for a minute. Like, okay, right, we should do this with him, and then, oh hey, that didn't pan out. So we have Michael Keaton back.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I don't know if they ever actually planned on, like, they had the option to, like, there was nothing stopping them from putting Spider-Man in these movies, and they just didn't.
Really?
Yeah. There was no, like, people were saying online that they thought that there was like something in the contract with Marvel that they couldn't use Tom Holland Spider-Man. They could have used Tom Holland Spider-Man. They could have used Andrew Garfield. They could have used any Spider-Man they want. They could have made their own, made another Spider-Man, and they just didn't. So, and they even avoided saying Peter Parker to the point where he's born on screen unnamed in Madam Web. So,
I love that movie. You know what? I think I might unequivocally love that movie.
Madam
I
Web.
think I've come full circle from hating it to like now it's back.
Yeah.
It's
Ryan,
a bad cult classic.
I had a serious question for you, Ryan, because I did this while I was watching the movie, and I want to know if you had the same reaction as I did. And I mean, Alan, I obviously want to know you too, but I thought of Ryan first during this, where they have the genuinely good opening. Good opening. I like that he's in a jail. Yeah. I like that you don't know much about it. I like that he's like, I hunt people like you, stab. Fun, right? Fun opening. And then they go like 16 years earlier, and I just go, ugh. And when I don't want an origin story about how you got superpowers, just tell me off screen. I don't need to watch this. Did you have the same reaction, or are you like, eh?
I just ran with it.
Fair. Totally fair.
Because the main thing is that the main part of it is that I wasn't expecting much from this movie. It's a Sony Marvel movie. They've all been weird. So regardless of what they were going to do or what I was going to be hit with, I wasn't expecting really anything. And so when they were like 16 years later, it was just one of those things where it's like, well, it's his first movie, I get it.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, like I just kind of ran with it because that's, I was kind of expecting this would be like an origin thing. So.
I mean, that's the trope that all origin movies started doing after Batman Begins. Like, Thor does that, Captain America does that, Iron Man does that. Like, you see the characters and then it jumps back in time to tell part of their story and then comes back to where we were.
I think I've just seen it so many times now that like it's for me it's almost as cliche as like the camera doing like the camera stopping that scratch record noise going and someone going, you're probably wondering how I got here. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
And then them rewinding. That's me.
I really think that would have been great if we'd had that in Venom, where it just stops and it's just the Venom. You're probably wondering how we got here. Right. Let me tell you the story.
You could do anything with Venom. Yeah. Anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I have a question about the opening for you guys. Did anything sound familiar from that opening scene?
Oh, God. This is something that I really want to rant about. If you're going to do an opening to, like, a Russian thing to, like, be like, okay, this is Russia. There are hundreds of, like, culturally significant songs. There are hundreds of different just, like, I don't know, orchestras out there that have people who can play, like, instruments that are culturally from Russia.
Okay.
Why in the world?
Right, hold on.
There's no, like, submarines in it. Like, it drives me absolutely nuts.
Okay. I want Dev. I didn't want you to say it. I want Devin to guess what that music is from.
No, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Guess. Why would Ryan be this upset?
Is it Tetris music?
No.
I forgot about Tetris music.
Yeah.
What?
You know the Tetris theme song.
You don't know that? Okay, how about Rasputin, that song?
No. Ryan, tell him what it was.
Because genuinely, I don't know.
Red October. It was the Red October hymn.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really funny. Why?
Why not?
Did
I think
Sony make that?
No. They had to license it.
They licensed the Red October hymn for this shit?
It would have been different if for some reason it was like in the like he was either pretending to be a sailor or someone on a submarine and doing the same thing, but it was like a military officer in the Navy, and they showed like, I don't know, a bunch of Russian battleships and submarines in like dry dock, and he was going in to like do like a Russian naval officer, then yeah, I could kind of understand why you would do that reference. Be like, oh look, they're in Russia, there's submarines, there's the Red October music. It's a little nod to the cap of, like film history. I get it. But no, they're driving through like suburbia to
Siberia.
Whatever, you know what I mean. Yeah, thank you. To a prison in the middle of a frozen wasteland in a truck.
Better throw the Hunt for Red October theme in there. They'll get it.
Oh my god, I'm just so stupid.
That's so funny. I didn't even catch that.
My guess is, I looked it up. Red October is a Paramount film, so not connected to Sony.
Oh.
My guess is, when they were editing that scene, they used that as what they call a temp track. They throw music in there, temporarily to like, what's the vibe of the music going to be in here? They put that in there, and then they're like, you know what? This fits so well. Let's just keep it, and that happens from time to time.
That's fair. Was there any other musical cues in this at all? Like, what I don't know. I don't know that I was paying attention enough to it, but like, did at any point they play like the '90s Spider-Man theme in reverse or something? Because like that would be very cool.
No, I don't think so.
It all seemed pretty generic.
I'm trying to look up who did the score.
I'm getting an image of my head of some kid who saw this movie, and then they're gonna watch Red October when, like 10 years from now, and they're gonna be like, oh, it's the song from Kraven, and I hope a cinder block falls on their head.
This is Ryan's villain origin story. We're gonna.
It is.
This is the part where they flash back 16 years ago. This is the 16 years from now. I will say, Aaron Taylor Johnson does a great job as Kraven. I need to do my compliments.
100%.
He is the best casting in this whole movie. This is nothing against her. I said this out loud when I watched this yesterday. I was like, it's surprising to me that Ariana DeBose is the one from Hamilton that's had the bigger career in like live action Hollywood stuff. Like just in Hollywood stuff. Like she's been like of everyone in that cast, I'm surprised she's become the action star because she's in this. She was in Love Hurts with Kiki Kwan.
Wow.
It's not the like of all the people in Hamilton, I didn't expect the Bullet to be like the next big Hollywood star.
He was in Wish and Argyle too. That's crazy. Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah, she's okay in this. I think the movie rewriting around her character to not say voodoo was probably the problem because Calypso is a voodoo character. So I think they were just trying to like make it African, and it just came out strange, and you could tell that's the big part of the movie that they seem to have rewritten because that's where the dialogue gets changed in the ADR stuff.
It's a lot around her. Agreed.
Yeah. Russell Crowe is just there for the paycheck.
I thought he was fun, man. I mean, I get it, but he like. There's a certain amount of like gravitas that he likes to add to a scene, and it's just so fun to watch.
I kind of appreciate this era of Russell Crowe because, like, ever since The Nice Guys, he's like, I'm just gonna go do something fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the point where he's like, oh, they're making Gladiator 2, great. Oh, I'm not in it. Okay, I'm gonna go do Kraven the Hunter, like. Because this was in theaters at the same time as Gladiator 2. Like,
oh, what a pairing.
Let's talk about Rhino.
Hey.
I'm going to do my compliment sandwich here.
Okay.
I don't think the full Rhino looked horrible. I think I'm going to give this the same argument that I gave MODOK. Any way you do this character is going to look ridiculous in live action. I think that was a decent looking Rhino from the comic books. Like, it's not man in a suit, but if you're going to have him be mutated into a Rhino, that's about what I expect.
You know what? I can't fault you there. Yeah.
I mean, what is the Rhino? Like, he's an animal version of the Juggernaut. Like, you can't stop him. He's got the horn on his head, and he's large. Like, he's a big guy, and they do a good job with that. So that's the compliment.
Nice.
The criticism is like it's so weird. Like, that's such a weird acting choice. It like bugged me. Like, I didn't like watching it again. I was like, is he gonna do that again? Because I missed that the first time. Like, is he gonna do that again? Because it's such a weird choice, and it's so bizarre. Like, a lot of the choices he makes, not even just in his performance, but his character. Like, the plot of this is like, so Rhino is going after Kraven because Kraven's dad told him who Kraven was.
Yep. But also, wasn't he going after his dad? So then,
yes,
his dad pointed him at Kraven instead.
Yes.
Okay, and he wanted the business empire, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the business empire, by the way?
Just drugs and guns.
Oh. Okay.
Normal mafia stuff.
Crime stuff.
Crime.
It's Marvel, so you have to say magia because you can't say mafia.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Another compliment. He died. No, I will say they did a good job of having him be the catalyst to set up the New York aspect of where the story goes. Yeah. So I think if this was going to be the stepping stone into more of the Sony's universe of Marvel characters, having him be like, I went to New York through this doctor. I feel like that was a good, and like name dropping the doctor. I think that was a good choice because where they go with the Chameleon character, where if you add up as many times as they say Chameleon, it's longer than he is the Chameleon on screen. Like runtime. Yep. What did you guys think of the Chameleon making his live action debut?
Is this Morph? The X-Man Morph? Is it that one?
No.
Are they just the same? Are they the same character?
They're the same power set.
Aren't they like the same like gray smooth face too?
Kinda. So the way I understand it is Morph changes everything into that person. Chameleon, like, he still has to put on the voice.
Oh, okay. Got it. You know what? For what I know of the Chameleon, I like the way he looked when he was gray. Like, he does have that kind of sinister look and sinister vibe. And they put him in the blue suit with the red tie, which is the comic book cover. Like,
yeah.
Okay, great. If you're going to do him that way.
You asked before about musical moments, and I think I forgot about everything that the Chameleon does in the club, like singing Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a weird choice. I mean, it works. Like,
yeah.
But when they played that song, I couldn't help but think of Big Mouth. So
That's fair.
Was it the song or the fact that it was Ozzy Osbourne?
the song. I'm going
okay.
through changes.
When it comes to the chameleon one, I totally forgot that it was even a character, like a thing. It wasn't until they Russell Crowe was like, he's like a chameleon, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a character, because you wouldn't name drop like a random animal for a nickname unless they're like something. So I figured, I'm like, okay, I guess that's someone, and waiting for that to unfold. But I personally, I liked the artist choices that they did for him to sing, just to show his talent in mimicking.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ozzy's voice is very unique, and then he goes right into Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
And it's just showing that he has a almost a unhuman ability to basically change his vocal cords.
Yeah.
And so I did like that aspect of it. The fact that they were trying to show that he could mimic more people than just his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I think that this movie, if anything else, does a better job of solidifying the world in which all of these movies take place, because all of their powers are relatively animal-based.
Mm-hmm.
And no other movie says it out loud like that in such a fine way as this movie does. So Kraven is like, he's all the animals, and he has super eye zoom powers and also strength and stuff. But then this is a chameleon power, this is a rhino power, Morpheus is a bat power.
Do I need to make you rewatch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie?
I will gladly rewatch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. You don't even have to make me. I'll do it now.
So,
but yeah, I like that it sets up the logic of the world. I like that about it, and I like that they show that through Rhino, show that through Chameleon, show that through Kraven. I like that.
Yeah. One thing I do need to critique about how they displayed Kraven's powers in this movie. Now, I don't know who the Foreigner is. Never heard of that character before. I don't know if he shows up in a cartoon.
Same.
Okay, so, his character wears glasses. It didn't seem like that prevented him from being able to do what he wanted to do. I would like Kraven's character more. His character design, his presence, his vibe per se. If his eyes were always lion eyes.
I like a lot.
If they were always that color, and then have him, as much as he can, wear sunglasses to hide that fact. And then at the beginning in Russia, obviously he's not gonna have sunglasses on, and someone might say something, and he might say it's some condition or something that he has. But then later in the movie, when he's out and about not doing Kraven stuff, he's wearing a pair of aviators to prevent people from seeing his cat eyes, pretty much. I feel like that should have been more of a permanent feature of him than what it was.
I wish they had shown it more when he was using his powers, because there was times where he's just doing Kraven shit and he doesn't have that. Mm-hmm. But when he's running through London, I wish that he had the eyes that whole time, because he doesn't, and it's he's running by through Devon's neighborhood, and I wish it was gonna be. I like using the eyes to show a power. They do that a lot with Spider-Man with the spider sense. They've done a really good job with Daredevil in Born Again. Have I told you about how they show his power set in that, guys?
You see, it was a camera, zoom almost.
Yeah, so the aspect ratio changes from widescreen to full screen, and then it pushes into what he's listening to, and then pulls back out. It is very, very cool. So I think there are visual ways that you can show these powers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Smallville used to do it with Clark when he could do the super hearing. They would you would get a sound effect, and then it would like zoom in, like push in on his ear. Like there are visual ways of making those powers interesting. And I think seeing the eyes would mean like, okay, he's gone beast mode.
Or like in Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, where it would pan into his ear just before he had a brain blast and shout, "Brain blast!"
I'll take your word on that.
Yeah.
Take your word.
Sorry, some of us watch good movies.
Wait, has Ryan never seen Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius?
I bet you it was before his time. It was just after him.
It was definitely after. I know who it is. I saw commercials for it.
Oh, I know it's after.
I never watched the show.
I may or may not be trying to help somebody make their pick for next week. So that's all I've got on Kraven the Hunter. Any thoughts on the Sony Marvel movies ending? Are we going to miss them? Are we bidding a fond farewell?
I have such mixed feelings. I miss them in much the same way that like, if you've got I've got like a pain on my shoulder today because I did a stupid workout yesterday, and like when it's gone, I'm gonna notice that it's gone. But like, do I miss that, or do I just know that it's not there anymore? Like, I won't have these like cringy movies to like talk about and groan about. Is that good? Or do I just know it's not there anymore?
Or has Marvel themselves taken over making the cringy movies?
Guess we'll have to see with Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Ryan, how about you?
Meh.
Okay.
I don't know how else to put it, but meh.
Meh works. I wish they had come together a little bit more than they had. But it is what it is.
I like the idea of them a lot. I was thinking about that today. I love the idea of like, I'm going to give you 5 villain origin stories and then make those villains fight the most marketable hero that we have. Mm-hmm. Like the most beloved hero. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I if you're going to do villain origin stories, I really wish that they just would have straight up did a like I'm going to go for metaphor first. So at Disney World and Disneyland, you've got the lines you can go to go see like Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and like Cinderella, but then there's other lines you can go to for all of the kids that look up like Hot Topic, and they can get their autograph book signed by villains, like and like you can go and they have rooms set up and it's literally the same thing, just villains. I would have loved if these movies, and this just popped my head now, I would have loved if these movies were just straight up the villain wins at the end. Like these are origin stories of the villains where the villains win in the end. They're small wins. They're not taking over the world. They're not taking over a city, but they're getting to where they're just getting to their standing of wanting to take over the world or wanting to do their main end goal. But it literally has the evil person winning. I would have loved that for this, but that's not what these were.
Yeah, because going back to what Devin said before, none of these characters were ever really villains.
Yeah,
right.
No.
And like, I feel like every confrontation with Spider-Man would have had to have ended with like, let's say these were hit movies. Everyone loved them, right? And they did the thing and they built up to the confrontation with Spider-Man. It had to have ended in a Martha moment. Like, there was a misunderstanding and actually we're all kind of all right, guys. Like, there's no way that like these characters ending is satisfyingly being put in jail.
The Martha moment is the movie takes place on April 30th, and like he's got Morbius tied up in his web, and Morbius is like, "It's gonna be May." Why'd you say that name?
Why'd you say May? That's it.
Meanwhile, Kraven's just cooking Uncle Ben's rice. Like, where did you get that? Like,
Then they're all friends and they share rice and songs together.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Thunderbolts? You guys are gonna go see this? Are you excited for it?
I heard that it was different. The one review that I saw of it said that they're genuinely trying something different. I think that's very cool. I want Marvel to be trying something different. I like this format better than I like. They're the Young Avengers. Look at how young and Avengers they are. Great. Give me something like this. That's fine. Give me another team up that you've been teasing for a while. Good. I'll wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. I'll probably watch it the day it comes out on Disney Plus. I don't know that I'm running the theaters for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Same answer as Devin. And I actually have a funny story about the trailer. I got up. I forgot what movie I put on to watch or show I put on to watch, and I got up to get like coffee or something. And when I walked back, I had missed the first half of the trailer. And Kristen and I were talking, like she was in the bedroom, I was in the kitchen, so we were kind of shouting back and forth, like our conversation. And I came back to the people disappearing into shadows, and I seriously thought for a second that for some reason War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise started to play, and then like it took a little bit for me to realize that it was a trailer and not Tom Cruise's War of the Worlds.
I've been in lockdown for this movie, so I've never seen that trailer, so thank you for that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
No, you're welcome.
I will say, no, I did see that snippet of it. I will say there is a trailer that they made in the style of an A24 film that I think Devin, if you watch that, you'd be like, damn it, I'm going to go see this movie now this weekend.
Okay. I got to watch it.
Yeah. Speaking of things that you have to watch, Devin, next week is your pick. What movie are you going to have us watch?
Is it next week Ryan's pick? Because I didn't watch it, man.
Oh, yeah, it is Ryan's pick. Sorry. I got all messed up.
Phew. I did not come prepared if it was. Otherwise, we would have ended up with Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
Yeah.
Which we still might in 2 weeks.
Ryan, what's your pick for next week?
My pick for next week is Companion. That came out in January.
Fuck yes. Oh yeah. Okay.
So
don't say anything. Don't say anything. I want to go and clean.
I'm not going to say anything about it.
Okay.
Yeah. No. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just recapping from the last episode.
Okay.
This was my when we watched this, I talked about another movie, and I said that I was going to be doing 2 movies that I had seen recently, because both movies struck me so hard that I was like, I need to have the guys watch these 2 movies right away. And I didn't say, I don't believe I even talked about this one. It was it was What You Wish For.
Okay.
We need to watch this movie. You guys need to see it. I need to get on a pedestal for a second during that, during next week.
I can't wait.
Companion.
Okay.
I'm happy you're this fired up. This is so cool. I can't wait.
I'm just excited for Jack Quaid.
Yeah, more Jack Quaid.
The greatest Quaid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be talking about Companion. I will have my mini review of Thunderbolts. You can listen to You Have to Watch This podcast on all major podcasting platforms. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch us live on Twitch. And until next time for You Have to Watch This podcast, I'm Alan.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Devin. And Ryan is the real villain of this podcast, sitting there eating Peeps the whole time. How are you alive?
How did you go the whole time without saying something?
I
was going to stop when you said something.
Just now realized it was Peeps. I was just like, Ryan is eating on the podcast. I'm like, he's eating on the podcast. And like, all I would see is something green enter your mouth. And I'm like, a lettuce. Nope, it was Peeps.
It was Peeps the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. Ryan.
The only true marshmallow candy.
Why are you the way you are?
I'm from the Lehigh Valley. What do you expect?
All right. We'll see ya.
It took me that long.
I meant to do this last week.